The views discussed in this conversation are the views of individuals and not of Arrington Capital. This podcast is provided solely for informational purposes and is not financial, legal, tax, or investment advice. The participants of this podcast are not recommending any particular security, protocol, token, financial instrument, or other tradable asset or any investment strategy. It is not offering to sell or soliciting to buy any security or asset.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Pirate Pod from Arrington Capital. Today's episode, we're going to dive in on MyPrize, and I'm super excited to welcome Zach Bruch here to the show. This conversation comes on the heels of an impressive fundraise by Zach and his team and the launch of MyPrize.com and MyPrize.us. MyPrize is the first online crypto casino enabling novel multiplayer experiences. It's a very different approach to bringing content creators and influencers closer to the communities by letting them engage by playing games directly in a way that hasn't been done before. First, with all our podcasts, we want to start by putting a spotlight on our founders. So Zach, I want to take a few minutes and let you introduce yourself and tell us about your journey to Web3, and then we'll get into the MyPrize story. So what did you do prior to crypto? How are you here on this show today?
I've done crypto forever, it seems. I got involved in the space in 2010. And then professionally got involved in this space about 7 or 8 years ago. I started working at Kraken, helping to build out the trading desk there. After Kraken, I went to DRW, so Cumberland, where I was on the trading desk there, leading sales trading in the US. After that, I was trading at JST Capital. Then I went and ran my own book of capital and also started an NFT business called Recur, which we grew and onboarded some of the largest publicly traded businesses into the crypto space, into the NFT ecosystem for the first time. Businesses like Paramount and Playticus and Rio, things like that. And then in September of 2023, so about 7 months ago, we started MyPrize, which, as you mentioned, MyPrize is an online crypto casino. And we're really excited because it mixes social, gaming, and crypto all in one, which I think is going to be a really engaging experience, and we're really excited about it.
You've been in crypto for a long time. What's your favorite thing about this space?
My favorite thing about the crypto space is how collaborative it is, especially in the early days. A lot of people that were there in the beginning all went down different paths. So some of us started on the trading desk, others were starting at different protocols, building things out. But we stayed very close together and helped support each other along the way in everything that we've done. And I think that in other industries, it's pretty mercenary. But crypto is very collaborative. Of course, it's competitive as well. But I think when you take any young industry, there's a lot of collaboration at the beginning, and we're still seeing that. So it's very exciting. And there's a lot of innovation, and people want to push people forward and innovation forward. So even if you're seeing a company that might be doing something totally irrelevant to what your business might be doing, you might be willing to help or able to help. And again, the community is so small that you actually can make a difference because you're only 1 degree away or 2 degrees away at most from someone that might be able to help other founders or builders in the space. So I think that's one of the best parts about our industry. And most people are willing to help and help grow the ecosystem. So I think it's not so much a zero-sum thinking that's involved in our industry, and everybody's trying to, rise all tides, which is a very exciting thing.
Yeah, interesting background, given you've done a bunch of different things, worked for a lot of core companies in the space, and now you're doing something that is actually based on a lot of collaboration. Let's talk a little bit about gambling, gaming, and all of this, the intersection of content creation. I used the term gamblify recently, and someone thought that I was joking. It was at a more institutional event, but is MyPrize more about gaming or more about engagement or both? What's the heavier weight there?
It's definitely both, right? So we're bringing social and multiplayer aspects into the gaming space for the first time. And so it's really about having this experience with your friends, with the communities that you're a part of, with your favorite creators or streamers, and bringing that all together. Right now, that does not exist online. Right now, everything is a single player experience. You're sitting alone. You're at home playing slots all by yourself online, or maybe you're just watching someone stream playing slots alone online. And so it's a single player experience. And what we're doing at MyPrize is actually creating this multiplayer experience. And if you think back to the early 2000s in video games, everything was single player. And then now over the past 10, 15 years, everything is multiplayer. No one cares to go play Fortnite alone. They want to play with all their friends. They want to find different communities and play there. And so we think that online gaming is going to follow a very similar path. And we're excited to be pioneering that and bring that into becoming a very large part of what we're doing at MyPrize.
What inspired you to add the Web3 element to it?
We've been building in Web3 for years. And I've been in the industry, as I mentioned, since 2010. So it's very important to us. So as I look back at the ecosystem, one of my personal goals is to onboard as many people into crypto more broadly. And so I think one of the things that we can be doing more broadly as an industry is creating killer applications that actually onboard significant amounts of users that aren't necessarily crypto native. So as I think about online casino has had product market fit for centuries, right? Since the start of life, people have been willing to speculate or gamble or take risk. And because of this product market fit, not only would a crypto native want to participate, but also someone that might not have ever touched crypto. And so if you build an application that can have millions of users, you can then take those users and then expose them to a broader crypto ecosystem. And so our goal on MyPrize is to build the largest online casino in the world and then expose our users to a broader crypto ecosystem that does exist. And we think it's a really exciting endeavor.
It wasn't long ago that Twitter turned its model a bit with the launch of its creator ads revenue sharing program. And when we first met, Zach, it stuck out what a strong vision and understanding you have of the power of social relationships, that particularly around consumers and closer connections with creators and other members of that community where there's a shared understanding. Can you share a bit more about your thoughts on how creators and their audiences share experiences?
Yeah. So today, creators can only really have one way of engagement with their audience, right? Everything is, one direction. They put out content and their audience can respond to it. And that
Thumbs
cycle,
up, thumbs down, like smiley face, right? You're talking, that's
yeah,
basics.
or someone makes a post on Instagram and then you're engaging with that, right? It's one way and that cycle gets old. And so what we're trying to do is have, completely flip that where the creator and the streamer is truly engaged with their audience. They're playing the games with them. They're talking to them. They're communicating. And you actually build that relationship. And if you actually look at the trend of what's happening in the social media space, you're seeing IRL streaming, so in real life streaming, and just streaming in general. So Kick, Twitch, streaming services like that really grow. And the streamers on those sites really see significant growth because they're actually engaging with their user base. The users are talking to them, they're responding to them, the users are talking to each other. And so we see this trend continuing and the ability to have this parasocial relationship, so an actual connection where you're talking and playing and having fun with these creators as the future of creator monetization and more broadly, the future of the creator economy. So what we're building at MyPrize is this ability for creators to come, stream, play games with their favorite games with their communities, and those communities can continue playing with their friends that they've met in that community. So it becomes a much more engaging experience.
All right. So if you think about gaming today, a lot of different gaming, stepping way back, gambling, it's group, right? Whether you're playing poker or you're playing a different group online. What's your take on isolation versus a siloed approach?
I think that gaming is going to grow significantly now that we're introducing this concept, the ability to bet together and play with your favorite creators and play with communities. And I think that throughout the history of the internet, community has driven everything. And so, I don't know, the late 90s, you were getting together on internet bulletin boards. And then fast forward, you were in AOL chat rooms and then Reddit, where there's actually index communities, and then Discord and so on. People want to engage. They want to find communities. And they want to do things with their communities. Even the whole Wall Street bets movement. Everyone wanted to trade together and bet together and rally around certain things together. So my view and our view at MyPrize is that people want to play these online games, these casino games together. In fact, if you go to a casino, if you're going to Vegas, you're going for a bachelor party or a bachelorette party, you're going with a group of friends, you're all going to a roulette table, you're all throwing down on the same color or the same number and having a lot of fun and waiting for the wheel to spin and the ball spinning around and waiting for it to hit a number. And that excitement that you're feeling, that rush, you want to experience it and enjoy it, win or lose, with your friends and with your favorite creators. And so we're recreating that online, and it doesn't exist today. And I think that if you look at the gambling space more broadly and the gaming space more broadly, there hasn't been so much product innovation from that perspective. gaming and gambling is a $1 trillion industry. Gambling is a $1 trillion market, and less than $100 billion sits online. So, why is that? Well, there are two reasons, probably regulatory and stigma. We can dive into that a bit later. But because of that, there has been a lack of innovation because there's been a lack of builders or product focused builders in the space. So one of the things that's most compelling to us about MyPrize is that we're a team that has been building innovative products for a long time, and we're going to go build and take that same approach with MyPrize, and we're excited to bring this new feature of betting together to the world because we think it's going to make a significant difference and really increase engagement and increase the fun that you can be having online in these gaming experiences.
In the same way that we are very accustomed to virtual meetings and collaborating with people online versus in person in offices, do you think that gaming takes that same approach? Are we having virtual bachelorette parties?
100%. I think that it will supplement it. Or you'll be at a party or you'll be hanging out with your friends and you say, hey, why don't we go spin the roulette wheel together? Why don't we play a slot together? I think it's fun, it's engaging, and it's fast, right? When you're trading or doing something like that, you have to wait to see what happens. When you play a slot, 5 seconds later, you have a result. We spin a roulette wheel, 5 seconds later, you have a result. So you can go and have fun with your friends. And I think that will definitely happen online. Like everything else, gambling has not had its internet moment yet, which is a crazy thing to say, despite there still being nearly $100 billion online. But when you look at the industry more broadly, that's nothing compared to the $1 trillion market that's there. So it's a very exciting opportunity. And I think like every other industry, it will have tremendous amounts of innovation, and that innovation will happen on the internet.
Amazing. All right, let's dive in a little bit more on the MyPrize basics. What does MyPrize mean for creators? I'm a creator. I have a following. What does that mean? Let's give an example of what a creator can do with MyPrize, what it means for them.
Creators can finally fully benefit from the large audiences that they worked so hard to build. So we're built for creators. We've been working very closely with our initial cohort of creators for months to make sure we're getting their feedback and input early and often so that we can launch a casino that they're excited to use. But this is a way that they can not only engage with all the fans that they've had, but also, again, play games with them and enjoy part of the success of our product. Our product is for them and a mechanism for them to monetize it.
Does a creator need to have some element of gambling or gaming, or do you think that someone that's in a very separate space can come and leverage the MyPrize platform?
To start, we're working with some of the largest gambling and gaming streamers in the world. But I think over time, there'll be creators of all different types coming to the platform. Because if you really think about it, right now we're on a podcast. And people might be listening in the car, they might be watching on YouTube, or they might just be sitting at a computer. And imagine we were having this same exact podcast talking about crypto, talking about startups and founder stories and things like that. But people are also able to play blackjack while we were doing it, or play slots, or bet on a sports game. And I think that's very interesting. We're supplementing the experience, and on top of that, the host of the podcast can monetize. So if you're a creator, yes, you can be a gambling streamer, and then your community can bet together with you and participate. But you can also be a comedian, and you're putting on a special, an hour special, and also your audience is playing slots or playing blackjack while they're watching you perform, and you get to enjoy, part of that upside.
And you're bringing that live element into whatever you're doing, right? So you're bringing so-and-so just won, or we all just won, right? There's a community element there.
And you're engaging the communities, talking and having fun while this, in that example, the comedian's on. Or you could be a makeup influencer and doing makeup, and then your audience can also be playing slots. And there can be different types of things that could be happening. To start, it will be gaming streamers because this helps, set the etiquette for how to actually behave on the platform and how to engage the fans, the audience, because these streamers are really incredible at what they do. If you think about it, they're streaming 8 hours a day, every single day, with an engaged audience, and they're incredible. I mean, they're really incredible entertainers. And so they know, these folks that are actually streaming today on Twitch know how to engage their audiences better than anybody. So we're starting with those folks first so they can help show the rest of the creators how it even is to be a creator on MyPrize. And so we have this wonderful first cohort of about 50 creators that are joining with us on the platform, and we're going to grow and expand from there.
Are they global? Are they located in any particular regions, or are they all over the world?
Well, everyone's global, all over the
Followings
world.
are global, communities are global. So
Homes are
this,
global, communities are global, and that's the whole point. These people are friends with the creator and also with each other, and they're looking for activities to do. They can't just go to the park together. They can't go to a restaurant together.
yeah.
So they're looking for online activities to do beyond just talking in chat. And so that's one of the things that we're providing these folks is an actual activity, a fun night, an engaging day, and just entertainment. So if you think more broadly about MyPrize, we're really an entertainment company. We're a next generation entertainment company where all different types of content can be streaming, and you can be engaging with your favorite creators while also playing games with your friends that exist and live all over the world, that you're actually searching for activities to do with them. So we're excited to bring that to market.
How hard is it to go global with something like this in terms of KYC, different websites, different jurisdictions, different people playing on it? How hard of a lift is that? Talk about that. Like, you guys are a small team, you're 7 months old, you're going big, you're going global, you're engaging people all over the world. What does it mean for you to bring this to market in such a big way?
I think any business is not easy, right? And that's one of the things why, something that's easy doesn't really have much of a large reward. Things that are more challenging typically have a larger reward. So I think logistically, it is challenging from a regulatory perspective. It is challenging, and you have to work with all the right folks to make sure that you can, take the appropriate steps and make sure that you're doing everything the right way. Our backgrounds align very well with building an online casino because we come from the exchange world and the trading world. And so if you think about it, building crypto exchanges is very similar. What do you do at a crypto exchange? That's very similar to an online casino. You're building user accounts, which we know how to do very well. You're doing AML KYC, so anti-money laundering and know your customer. You're doing chargeback risk and fraud risk, all things and payments risk, right? Things that we know very well. And then from the casino perspective, you're actually running a book of risk. You're managing risk because you are, as a house of a casino, managing that risk and that exposure. And again, we come from the trading and exchange world. So building the core of what we are doing is very familiar to all of us. And it's something that we've been doing, for many, many years. So it was a very natural fit for our entire team, and every single person on our team, and we're 20 people today and continuing to grow, has worked together for at least 3+ years. Some of us over 5 years. So not only, are we a team that has been in crypto, all of us, for a very long time, we're a team that has worked together. We've seen the ups and downs of crypto markets, and we've built innovative products and products that are used today by many people together. And so our team is a very, very special team.
Yeah, you're for sure uniquely positioned here. Do you think, sort of related, do you think traditional gaming and betting companies are up to speed on Web3? Obviously not to the degree that you are, but do you think you have any idea of sort of the underpinnings of Web3?
No, I think traditional brick and mortar casinos are not even thinking about Web3. It's not even crossing their mind. They're not even really participating so much online. A little bit they're starting to come online, and then there's separately a whole group of online casinos. Those online casinos, though, are very well aware of the crypto space, as crypto is the typical on-ramp for online casinos, which is interesting because as we think about our community, we don't think that some of the largest applications for crypto are actually on-ramps to casinos or casinos themselves. So a lot of these folks that aren't actually typical crypto users have touched crypto before in order to on-ramp some of the existing casinos that exist online.
Transitioning a bit, you've had a busy several months leading up to this. You've raised a bunch of money to do this, to get this off the ground. You've got a valuation north of $100 million. Talk about what it's like fundraising in this environment in crypto.
So we were fundraising, or kicked off our fundraising, at a time where it was very difficult to raise cash. So when we started the business in September, funds were not flowing for everybody, and crypto wasn't so hot. Now that's a little different. And then so I think that it was challenging. I think it's always challenging to raise capital. But once we shared our idea and what we were going after and how big the market that we were tackling was with, various groups of investors, it really clicked with a lot of the groups that we spoke to. And I think one of the things that was very helpful for us is that we've been in this space for a long time. we've built businesses before, we have experience. So I think we come at it different. And I come at it different. It's not my first time founding a company. And so as a multi-time founder, I think it gives myself and our team significant edge because we've seen a lot of different things and we've lived through a lot of these different markets. But it was of course challenging to raise capital, and we're really happy that we were able to partner with such great investors and investors that we wanted to work with for a very long time. We hand selected each investor that we brought onto the cap table, and are very thankful and lucky to have had the luxury to do that this time around. And these are people and teams that we feel are going to be very helpful to our growth and people that we want to collaborate with. And it's been a great experience, and they've been great partners for us over the past 7 months.
Hard part getting capital in, now launching the business, right? I'm joking. I know that launching is far harder. You've just talked to us about the recent announcements the past 2 weeks, giving early access, getting people in to try. I know I've got an account and I'm dragged into it daily. Can you walk us through what the launch has been like, what the past 2 weeks has been like, and really what's available right now?
We launched our early access program on March 26th. So it's live on myprize.com and myprize.us, and users can start referring friends to earn what we call XP. And XP is like loyalty rewards, much like a player's card in a traditional casino. And you're able to earn these points before our full launch, which is coming shortly. And then you'll also be able to continue to earn them, throughout time at the casino. And users can also link their Twitter account to unlock these daily wheel spins that I think you might have referenced earlier. And there you're able to actually earn more XP each day. And then in addition to that, we're giving away $100,000 in total prizes during early access. So we have $40,000 for a leaderboard based on how many referrals a user has brought in. And then we're also giving away $5,000 each week to 3 lucky users, and other giveaways for creators and their audiences. And so over the past 2 weeks, we've really seen the flywheel of referrals work. We're about to cross 50,000 users in 2 weeks, which is significant. And it also shows that the communities of our creators really want to be here and are excited, because some of our largest referrers are the creators that are actually going to be streaming on our site. And so that's really exciting for us to see, because it means our core thesis of communities want to go and play with their favorite creators and each other is working. And we're seeing that they're bringing each other onto the platform.
So you're seeing creators already in there, and their referral program is what's bringing additional users in. So you're seeing those big circles happen, and those influencers are already in and getting their communities in.
Exactly. We're seeing it happen on the creator side, and we're seeing users that are big parts of some of their favorite creators communities go in and actually bring their friends from those creator groups and those communities onto the platform. And so we're seeing it directly. We see them bring their friends, and many people have referred more than 2 people. So it's not just one person bringing 49,000 other people. We're seeing many people, tens of thousands of folks, refer more than one person.
All right, so you've got these content creators in, you've got XP points, the loyalty program that they can participate in. What comes next from a product rollout that keeps people engaged and keeps people coming back to the platform? What's next? What are the next big milestones?
So right now, users are coming back to spin the wheel and collect more points before our launch of the casino, which is coming very soon. I'm not allowed to share the exact date, but we're weeks away. We're weeks away. And so right now, users are coming, spinning a wheel, earning XP, and that's what they're coming onto the platform. When the casino goes live, users are going to be able to go onto the platform, play their favorite casino games, slots, blackjack, roulette, baccarat, you name it, play it with their friends, with their favorite creators, even by themselves if they want to. That's going to happen right away when we launch the full casino product.
And then can you talk to us a little bit about how this extends out, how the model extends out? Well, what about musicians, professional athletes? I know you think that anyone can be a part of this at some point, but what do you think the next tip of the spear after the content creators you'll bring in the beginning and the gamers you'll bring in the beginning? How does the model extend?
So all kinds of creators can create a room and start playing a game with their audiences on MyPrize. And so while we're primarily starting with casino streamers or gaming streamers, our model can extend out to pretty much any kind of creator who wants to engage with their audience in a new way. So many creators are looking for new content, right? Content is king. They want to create content. They're looking for new engaging content. And part of what we're doing is providing that to the creator. A creator can come onto our platform and, pull a slot and hit a big win. And that's new content for them. And it's a new way for them to engage with their community. So really any creator can come onto our platform and create. And as you mentioned, musicians come onto the platform? Of course. Professional athletes can come onto the platform. Comedians, as I mentioned earlier, makeup influencers, gym influencers, cooking influencers, chefs, celebrity chefs could be cooking a meal and people can be, playing Baccarat, right? It's really endless, the opportunities of what people can actually stream and, their audiences that want to participate. Because one of the really interesting things about gambling and about the casino space broadly is if you went into a casino, online or physical, and you looked around, people come from all walks of life, all different backgrounds. Everyone loves gambling. If you go and ask, a rabbi, a priest, and a mom, have you ever gambled? They might all say no, but I don't know. Everyone's taking a little risk. And so I think that every single audience of any type of creator is willing to want to go play these types of games and feel the rush and feel the engagement. And I think one of the things that we're doing differently, one of the things that we're doing significantly differently than any other online casino is making these games very accessible. You can go and participate in what we're doing for pennies. Whereas casinos have, at a blackjack table, a $20 minimum, $10 on a hand. Our minimum is penny, right? And so because we're doing that, this isn't an expensive endeavor. This is truly engagement. It's cheaper than getting a coffee. It's cheaper than a night out. So you can play for an hour with your friends, with your favorite creators. You can play for hours. And it's not only can you win big and have a lot of fun, but you can also make sure that at the end of the day, if you don't win, right? Because win or lose at a casino, you can still have a lot of fun. And that's what we're really focused on, is engaging the entertainment and making sure that it's broadly accessible. So the breadth of creators that then come onto the platform is large, but more importantly, the audiences that actually want to engage with a casino is tremendous. The addressable market is literally every single person that's alive, that's of age.
Yeah. Zach, as we wrap up here, what do you think we're back here talking about in 12 months? You've made so much progress over the first 7 months of MyPrize being in existence. What do you think we're talking about in 12 months? Is it regulation? Is it growth? Is it the death of in-person gambling? What do you think it is in 12 months?
Well, I definitely don't think it'll be the death of in-person gambling. I think that the casino and gambling space more broadly is going to really expand, and we'll start seeing a lot of that happen over the next 12 months. I also think that we're going to see a real direct impact of what it means for creators to have a new mechanism in place to actually engage and have fun with their audiences. And so that much I'll share. The rest I have to keep secret. But one thing I know for certain is that in 12 months from today, we're going to have a lot to talk about. It's going to be a very exciting time. And I think MyPrize then, compared to MyPrize today, will look completely different. And I'm really excited to sort of do a look back with you and explore.
That's great. Zach, thanks for joining us on the Pirate Pod. For those listening, go to myprize.com, MyPrize US, and follow them on Twitter. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Kelly.